Hello, hello. It's always my go-to. Hello, hello. There's a delay. Okay. Sup, Chris? What's going on? I turn it down. Oh my God, people are coming on. All right. All right. What's up, y'all? So I was like, I have not talked to YouTube in so long that I feel like I'm almost, like neglecting you guys. And I don't like that. I don't like that it's coming across like that. Greetings from Sydney, Australia. Oh my God, that makes me feel so special. All the way from Australia. Well, greetings to you too. Oh man. Oh, hey, Shaloid is in there too. Yay. No, this is fun. Oh, I missed YouTube. All right, all jokes aside, let's get one thing out the way. I've been a little bit busy because I live in Pennsylvania and we have I always hit the mic. We have a crazy, crazy election going on. And it's like really serious out here. It's like battleground states. So hold on. All right. So yeah, my fault. So yeah, so it's a battleground state, right? So we have the Senate race going on, and the um we have the governor race going on, the gubernatorial race going on. Two very, very important races, especially the gubernatorial one, because it's between Josh Shapiro and Doug Mastriano. So I've been on a Doug Mastriano campaign because the thing about him is, I mean, he has great ideas, great plans, not just ideas, he got plans for the state. And if a lot of people don't know, when the apocalypse happens, you want to be in Pennsylvania because our constitution is thorough. Like our constitution is thorough. Like it protects how we sell and trade, bartering goods and stuff like that. It protects all that. So I just need us to keep governors that are going to protect our constitution in Pennsylvania, not ones that are going to destroy it, right? So that's what I've been doing. But I have not forgotten this channel. And I said, let me come on because I'm going to be on tonight with Broken Traditions, talking about the BLM documentary. I should put the link. I don't know how to, let me see if I could figure out how to do that. But I'm gonna be on with Broken Traditions, talking about the BLM documentary that Candace Owens is did about, hold on, sorry y'all. Candace Owens did the BLM thing, and anyway, we're gonna talk about it. Right. So that's what I'm trying to say. So I'm gonna just add in the link. There's gonna be the link to Broken Traditions. Broken Traditions is already on right now. He's on at 8:45, but I'm gonna be on there at 9:30. So I figured I'll come talk to y'all for like a little bit. So all right, let's recap on some things that's going on. Let's see what's going on. Let's see. Let's go to Twitter. Twitter's always fun. If anybody has any questions for me or they want to just anything, or do they want to talk about a certain thing? Y'all had me up until about good 9:20, and we could talk about anything, even um the war. There's been stuff going on with the war in Ukraine. Of course, Western media definitely talks about the war as if it's some sort of, they talk about, they lie. They lie. They talk about the war like if it's, you know, Russia's bad guy, Russia's bad guy, Russia, 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 Russia. Like, nah, we already talked about this on my channel. Like, that's not what's, it's not even about if he's a bad guy or not. They make it seem like one day this person got up and decided I'm gonna just start blowing stuff up. So Twitter 280 characters of hate. Yeah, Like, yeah, that place, Twitter is quite the place. But I've met some people, some pretty cool people on there. But yeah, that's how they talk about the war. They lie so much about that war. But on YouTube, I listened to the Duran, and y'all have seen like when the episode that I put on about the war talk you've been waiting for. You see that I put a clip from the Duran. I mean the Duran, Alexander McCurson, Alex, I always forget Christopheru. I mean, I give them props. They talk, they go in detail about everything, and so that's where I get that news from. Because as much as I love living in America and I'm like an American patriot, I do hate our establishment, and we get involved in too much stuff outside of America, and it's starting to come to a head, you know. But let's see what we have going on Twitter. A lot of George Floyd talk. So let's actually go to this notification because we're sorry, but we had to cancel Walmart. I didn't order anything from Walmart, and that's kind of scary. Let me go to my bookmarks. There's been a lot of George Floyd talk because Tucker, what's his name? What's that guy's name? Kanye West was talking about the Candace Owens thing, but then George Floyd, Kanye said that the cop didn't kill George Floyd and that the fentanyl killed him and everything else. So Jeff on the right, I'm sorry, I don't know him to not like him. I just don't understand him sometimes, but he puts, because Candace Owens put, George Floyd asked to be put on the ground, shout the truth louder, and they shout the lies. All right. I see what point she's trying to make, but that's not even like the full point. You know, there's so much nuance to the situation. But he's like, they want the George Floyd killed himself narrative to be true so badly, but it's not. I mean, my boy right here answered it perfectly. He put, this is my guy, Black Parents Guide to Classic Education, Mr. Allen. The old timers always told me that one or two things will happen to people like George Floyd. They either end up dead or in jail. Guess which one happened to George Floyd? And he put the death was, why was his death ruled a homicide? Did you even watch the trial? Okay, we know that people get, no, don't do that. Don't do that. But yeah, that's a very good answer. There, you know, here, I'm not going to talk any much more about it. Y'all just have to hear what I have to say on Broken Traditions. But like the distraction is like, it is annoying. Like the man is going, like, yo, man, what is it about this guy? He's going, man. But that's what some people are talking about right now. But I actually have something more important to talk about. And YouTube, you better not take this video down because you just better not. I'm going to read what the CDC just did. Okay. The CDC panel unanimously votes to add the jab to the recommended schedule for children. That's why I'm saying a lot of other stuff is a distraction. Y'all, parents, like, man, what happened to America? Man, they really took J6 and made an example out of J6 so bad that America just sees something like this and nobody goes up in arms. This is bad. This is dangerous. If you watch my old episodes, when I talk about the jab, I said this was going to happen. I knew this was going to happen. They're going to force it on your children the same way they forcing a lot of other stuff on your kids. Okay. This is the hill to die on. This is the hill to die on. Nobody's really talking about this. Nobody's really talking about this. This society, these Democrats, because these are Democratic policies, mandates are definitely Democratic policies. They want to raise your kids. They are in your home. It's not right. It's not right. This is horrible. It's so horrible. It's like I don't want to say I haven't been paying attention. I've been paying attention. Sometimes I can't even talk about this so much because it bothers me. Like it makes me sad. Like, because then there's parents who are going to run off and give this thing to their kid. And, you know, they talk about is myocarditis. Like there's so many itises out here, you know. Let's break down the word myocarditis. Myo is middle, because then there's three parts of the heart: the inside, the middle, and the outside, right? So the inside is endo, the middle is myo, and the outside is peri. Card, anything that says card is heart. Cardio is exercise to raise your heart rate, right? So itis, myocarditis. Itis means swelling up, inflammation, okay? So myelinitis, that's inflammation of your nerves, myelin sheets. Encephalitis, anything that says encephalopathy, that's the brain. Encephalitis, brain swelling. Hepatitis, liver swelling. It's back here somewhere. Okay. Polynephritis, kidney swelling. So they talk about these just the myocarditis. Anywhere can swell up. There's been a rise in hepatitis. There's been a rise in any kind of itis you could think of. We are not talking about this like people are going to run and people are going to virtue give this to their kids. I think it is. No, I know it's insane. Like it is insane. It is absolutely insane. It's a crime to humanity. It's a crime to humanity. I have no other words for it. This is the hill to die on, for real. This world must hate children for real. Because if it's not this, then it's the, imposing all the trans stuff on children. It's just too much. It is, so that going on. And why don't we take a listen to Stacey Abrams? Stacey Abrams, who knows, she is a Democrat. And, you're having a hard time with your bills. Inflation is up. Stacey Abrams has a great idea for you to bring down your costs. Okay? Let me take a listen.
Assume, maybe incorrectly, but while abortion is an issue, it nowhere reaches the level of interest of voters in terms of the cost of gas, food, bread, milk, things like that. What could you do as governor to alleviate the concerns of Georgia voters about those livability, daily, hourly issues that they're confronted with?
But let's be clear. Having children is why you're worried about your price for gas. It's why you're concerned about how much food costs. For women, this is not a reductive issue. You can't divorce being forced to carry an unwanted pregnancy from the economic realities of having a child. And so it's important for us to have both and conversations. We don't have the luxury of reducing it or separating them out, but we also have to talk about what a governor can do. A governor can address housing prices. A governor can address the cost of education. A governor can put money into the pockets of everyday hardworking Georgians instead of giving tax cuts to the wealthy. That's what I talk about on the trail, and that's what's resonating. But let's not pretend that women, half the population, especially those of childbearing age, they understand that having a child is absolutely an economic issue. It is only politicians who see it as simply another cultural conversation. It is a real biological and economic imperative conversation that women need to have.
There you go. Let's stop the share on Stacey for a second. I wanted to get to Stacey Abrams said, you know what I'm saying? He said, what can you do for the people as governor to help them, with all this inflation that's going, symptoms of inflation, that's what I call it. Because inflation is inflating the dollar. So I call it symptoms of inflation. They said, what can you do, to help them? She said, what is it? No, you need to have your abortions. What can you do to help you? That's how she answered. Instead of her saying, we need to raise the supply, because we have things that are in demand. Let's raise the supply. Maybe we could start talking about, I don't know, drilling or, things like that for gas prices, right? Maybe we could go back to doing a little bit of that. She says, no, have abortions. Of course, because children cost money. What's wrong with you? Why? That is the same conversation. Since you can't, since you can't afford gas, go ahead and kill your baby. Now, she's talking to people who probably wasn't thinking about that when she answers like that, when she answers like that, she's saying it like it's the same thing. It is the same thing. Dig this. I don't believe that a single mom of 5 should go off and get pregnant a sixth time. But we know how not to get pregnant. We do. They have so many different options. They got the pill, they got the rods they put in the arm, they got depots, they got all kinds of little devices you can put inside you. They have all that stuff. And people know how to use it. They know how not to get pregnant. They do. The condoms, right? So planning, during when are you ovulating, things like that. There's so many little tricks of the trade that people been using. So why is it a problem now? But if somebody is pregnant and whatever is your business, you do whatever. But if you were not thinking about having the abortion, Stacey Abrams says that you should just go ahead and kill your baby because you ain't got no money. Which is also kind of odd too, because I'm not trying to be funny. Single mom, like, let's keep it real. Single mom of 5, pregnant with 6, they're already getting free food stamps. If they're not working or, working the system, they're getting the food stamps, okay? And a buku bucks in food stamps. They get the Section 8, you know what I'm saying? They get the free health daycare and the free health care, and they get more money in going back to school. You know what I mean? Like, if they want to go back to school, however they want to do it, they get more money doing it that way. So it's like, oh, I can't be pregnant again because I can't afford it. But you already have everything is open for them already to do it, right? And this is what we should have thought about before we got pregnant. I'm not judging anybody's life, but it is a real conversation that needs to be had. But Stacey Abrams said that you need to kill your child. And she said some politicians don't want to make it an economic issue, and they want to make it a cultural issue. How about making it a family issue? They want to destroy the family so bad, a family issue. That's why getting pregnant, having children, even when they say stuff like, it's not even alive inside, it's just a clump of cells. That sounds so disgusting to me. Like, it sounds so nasty. That would make me want to, like, what? Like, that's what you really think is a clump of cells? Like, ew, like something's just mutating inside of me. Like, I don't know if I like that feeling, I don't understand people who advocate hard for abortion. I understand people who have to do what they have to do, but those who are marching and who's saying stuff like that. Let me give a little background on Stacey Abrams, who's saying all of this, who has no problem telling you to go off your offspring, right? This woman is single, never been married, and does not have children. Somebody will say, oh, you too, Casey. No, no. You could tell that worked on her. Something happened. Okay. You know what I mean? People like that have no right to talk about abortion that way. I don't have a right to tell somebody, like, you should just, well, if you don't have the money, don't just have abortion. I just feel like that's wrong. Like, she don't know the feeling of having a child. And somebody would say, somebody will say, well, you don't know what it's like to have a kid either. You're right. And that's why I value, like, I'm sorry, I just don't think it's that's not something I would tell somebody to do. Dig this. If I knew somebody, if I knew somebody who, like, was having a hard time and, was in between decisions, I'm not gonna make somebody feel bad. Like, oh, you're wrong for doing that. I can't have children. That's wrong too, right? What I will say is, listen, I'm gonna be here for you, whatever you decide to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna judge you. I will be here for you. But I'm also not gonna be like, girl, come on, you can't have that baby. You already got all these kids and you gonna have more. But never say that's a hating comment. That's, you know what that is? That's like, let's talk about it, right? That's the ugly fat friend comment. F him. F him. You don't need him, right? And then the whole time is like, she jealous of the joint, right? Right? We need to talk about this. Stacey Abrams definitely gives me vibes of the ugly friend, for sure. For sure, for you to not have kids and be telling people to abort theirs, to have all this love of abortion, and you don't even have kids. It's demonic. Roe versus Wade was just a clump of words. You ain't never lie about that. Chris, Shaloy definitely did agree with you. You know why? Because you're absolutely right, because it should have never happened. The princess of the libs, liberals, Princess Liberal Judge Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I don't call her that to disparage her, to dismay her in any kind of way. That lady she was smart, she was a judge, whatever, she's dead, so I'm not, but she was a liberal. She's like I've seen feminist people have like her picture in their offices, like they're, so she was like that face, you know what I'm saying? but she was like, we should have never voted on Roe versus Wade. She was like, because states, it should have always been left for the states. The states were already agreeing upon Roe, like the abortion, and they were kind of starting to calm down a little bit. But she was like, the minute we voted on it, judged on it, whatever, she was like, we ended up making it a national conversation. And she's right, because we don't, it's all the time. It's the same thing. Like in Pennsylvania, they're like, oh, people are like, Doug Mastriano is going to ban abortions. Well, first of all, he can't just come up and ban abortions. Okay. That's, to me, is like, we have bigger fish to fry. It's a constant discussion. I always hear, one day they're going to try to take away abortion. I've been hearing that since I was in high school. And then when Roe versus Wade got overturned, everybody's like, see, the day's here. It's like, no, it went back to the states. And Jane Roe wasn't even, so the whole premise was that Jane Roe was saying, I was raped and it's taking me time. I need to get an abortion and I shouldn't have to say all this and blah, blah, blah. So that's how it happened. And then later on in life, she was like, actually wasn't raped. I was sleeping with a married man, which is mostly what it is a lot of times. Like, that's the real discussion. But she said, toss, I can't understand how she felt comfortable saying stuff like that. Like, that's absolutely insane. And you just, was she just absolutely unbelievable. Like, you can't make this stuff up. She's so wait, hold up. There she go. She must have been on 2 places. All right. Like, it's just trifling. It just really is. Yeah, I had some stuff about John Fetterman. I did talk about him. They said that John Fetterman has a clean bill of health. John Fetterman, clean bill of health, because he can hear. That was never the issue about if John Fetterman could hear or not. The issue is, can he process words? And he can't. And that's dangerous, right? I'm kind of going up. And we got this going on with the drag, they still do it. These people hate children. But I'm not, listen, you know what? I'm not mad. I am mad at the person doing it. Like this person, this pedophile here dancing in front of the kids. But I'm like very mad. Like, I want to fight him. Who I'm more mad at is the parents. Like, the parents. I want to fight them too. You watch your kid. Why do you hate your kids? Why y'all having, wait, what's going on? Why are kids under attack? And of course, it's like, hold on a second. Look at this black girl. She like, because we always hype. And these the white ones, they're a little like acting like they scared, but at the same time, why are you there? Right? The black girls, they throwing money, like, what? Oh my God. It frustrates me. It does. I do hold black people to like a higher standard. And when I say higher standard, I mean like in a sense of like we know better. Because I am black. I don't like us acting like this. Just okay, and this trans dancing in front of kids, getting naked, showing off, and then looking at children lustfully. Like, how do you bring your children to that? And then, or us talking about, hey, have an abortion, making songs about abortion. It's just disgusting. Like, it really is. Karine Jean-Pierre, somebody I know calls her Precious. I know another person who calls her Cabbage Patch. Biden, Karine Jean-Pierre, Biden is not going to shy away from a record. Okay, let's just see what this girl's saying, man. She lying to us about something, guys. Here we go.
Not going to shy away from delivering for the American people. He's not going to.
Oh my God, I hate when it does that.
Not going to shy away from delivering for the American people. He's not going to shy away from a record that you all have seen for the past 20 months. That is just that, an economic policy, economic plans, economic legislation, and now laws that is working for the middle class.
What law? Who's the middle class? What are y'all trying to get rid of the middle class? What law? What economic policy? You want to know how we got in this position under this administration? Okay, let's go at it real quick. All right, we had COVID in 2020. Now, one thing I always say that, Donald Trump, I do fault, not to say fault, but like, I just kind of wish he would have did different, was even saying 2 weeks is slow to spread in the first place. I know he was under some sort of pressure, so he said it. Okay. And then when he went to try to open up, they call him a murderer. Finally said, give it to the states. So what do you think happened? And blue states stayed shut down and red states got to do whatever they wanted to do. All right. And then they gave out a bunch of money. So that's already inflating the economy. Joe Biden comes in 2021. He's still giving out more money. He added on to the unemployment. So people wanted to stay home instead of go to work. Okay. And then he also kept pulling out like, what was it, the American Jobs Act or something? He pulled out, I forgot how much, was it trillion? He put out a lot of money in the beginning. That inflates the dollar, all right? And he gave in to the first recovery bill. He fought it. I don't. So if you'll just yeah, she do just be talking. Okay, so now I'm sorry. Yeah, I just realized what you were saying. Yeah, she do. But he put out a lot of money, so that inflates the value of our money, right? Then you're paying people to stay at home. They're gonna do it. Nobody's making the supplies. Then you also adding mandates everywhere. They had that OSHA mandate, right? So you had to be vaccinated to even be like, go pick up the supplies. And I think you still do. The supplies, like the supply chain stuff or whatever, because if I'm not mistaken, that's like federal stuff. So you still do. Then, so, all right, now, so we're not producing, and then he stopped drilling, right? So now we're not producing our own oil. What we do produce, we send it overseas. Okay. So all of that's happening. You're having demand. People are staying home. Nobody can make the demand. And so there's no supply for the demand. And that makes prices go higher because you still have the demand, and then you're also inflating the dollar. This is how we are here. So when she sits here and says stuff like we're going to help an economy plans, and y'all see my thing with the Inflation Reduction Act, I call it the doctrine, because it's anything but. It is the destruction of this country. It is the destruction of this country. They go into my apologies for denying. It's cool. I like when I was speaking on Trump, not wanting to give away that first bunch of money in the 2020. Yeah, and he did. And guess what? Like Trump did a few things. He did some things wrong with COVID. He did. And I wasn't, him giving away. I know people are like, oh, we need to have money if we stay at home. That's why we should have never been staying home. That's why we should have never been staying home. Because it inflates the dollar. Our GDP was going up. And he was starting to get it to go down. But in Joe Biden, when he came on, our GDP started rising fast. I have episodes on this. Let's see. Let's go to my let us go to my YouTube and see if we could pull it up. Look at her, still on. White House Press Secretary stumped on question about energy producers trying to put them out of business. I would look into it. Oh gosh. All right, let's look at this real quick. It's like, what is going on? She explained how Biden expected oil companies to lower their gas prices when his administration has repeatedly tried to undermine them with environmental policies. Exactly. They keep doing that. They lie so much. She added that the president was also calling on oil and gas companies to pass on their savings to consumers at the pump. What savings? What savings? We don't even have refineries. We don't even have refineries because they shut a lot of them down, or some of them magically blew up. Like the one in Philly just blew up one day. Rather odd. Jean-Pierre refers to a chart indicating that industry profit margins are adding more than 60 cents to the average price of a gallon of gas and keeping the gases higher than they should be. This is unacceptable, she said later in a press conference. Doocy asked Jean-Pierre why oil companies would listen to an administration that is ultimately trying to put them out of business. Absolutely. Well, they produce how's this administration trying to put them out of business, she said. But she played herself. Now, wait, I don't even know why she asked that. Okay. Well, they produce fossil fuels, and this president says he wants to end fossil fuels. Jean-Pierre reiterated that gas companies are making record profits while more than 9,000 approved drilling permits, I'm so tired of hearing that, remain untapped by the oil industry. There's no shortage of opportunity for incentive for oil companies to ramp up production. This is something they can actually do. It's available. Okay, whatever. Biden has had a hostile, we know that. On his first day of office, he issued an executive order canceling Keystone Pipeline XL. Yes. And he blames oil companies for this year's surge in energy prices, which have been partially driven by Russian President Vladimir Putin's invasion of Ukraine. Guess what? When you have your own stuff, it doesn't matter who invades Ukraine. Okay, when you have your stuff at home, you don't have to worry about other countries getting invaded is going to mess up your gas prices. All right, because you already got your own gas. And when they say, oh, they have 9,000 permits, they know that the permits they gave them were permits to places that have no oil. Oh yeah, you go ahead and go to Casey Front Lawn and go look for oil. Okay, Go ahead and go look for oil. You know what I'm saying? So like that. So all right, but we know there's no oil there. But there's oil over here. Now you can't get a permit for that. People aren't stupid. It's like it's getting annoying. It really is. It's just I'm just so sick of these people lying. Like they lie so much. Like I know they supposed to lie because they are politicians and stuff, but bro, we ain't never been lied to this hard. Like for real, like it's a bit much. Like then they said when they said she was telling us the other day all hype. We opened up, we made hearing aids. Oh God, I'm on my VPN, so this thing is asking me to find the stairs. It's just too much. Stairs right here too. She was like, we made hearing aids over the counter. So that's great. And it's gonna save, that the ones that cost so much, you don't need a prescription anymore, they're over the counter. So that's saving the American family $3,000 a month. I said, what American families? I never bought here. I mean, I'm happy for the people with the, the hearing aids, but like I never bought no hearing aid. I don't need that, don't save me nothing. So I was like, you know what? So this lady, they just lie so much. It is extraordinary. I just want to go over and show y'all like, a little bit of the videos. So y'all know, I haven't made actual videos in so long. I've been going live, but again, everything's gonna go right back in place soon as elections are done. But my Hell Hydra, this was when Queen Elizabeth died. We was talking about King Charles and the Great Reset. Fed now is on the way. They want to monitor, centralize our money. Very unsafe. I need Doug Mastriano as governor because in Pennsylvania, if they do that out there, it doesn't have to be done here. But anyway, this right here, this is when I talk about I went through the Inflation Reduction Act and it was very depressing and it's just full of lies. And I always share this video, but yet YouTube tells me nobody's viewing it. I am under a serious censorship that is beyond the pale, beyond the fucking pale. Like, I don't even use that word. That new, that new bill caused pharmacies to drop major insurance companies. You see, yeah, it does hurt the middle class. And then you know what? That new bill too, you're right. It's all like wording and like loophole stuff. That new bill, they're like, oh, we get to do price cuts and we get to pick the meds. What? That new bill effectively gives Medicare, the government, more power on medication. So they get to say like, or they're gonna negotiate the med prices, but they pick the meds. So what meds are they really gonna pick? I bet you they pick a bunch of hormones to negotiate prices on those, right? Okay. I talked about it here with equitable medicine. It's on here. Deadly taxes, the pipe dreams. You know what these people want to do with this bill? They want to carbon capture. You know what carbon capture sounds exciting? They're gonna capture the carbon in the air and then put them in the pipes and then bring them around and then use it as energy. That sounds like voodoo. I say it all the time. Like, what is this, magic? And like, we're gonna use a machine to capture the carbon but we need to reduce the carbon footprint. But you mostly made of carbon. Like, come on, man. Like, what? Like, y'all do too much. So, but further down, this is when I said slipping into recession. Yes, I had made this. I was. This is actually a longer version of because I made Biden. Okay. Which actually I need to go back and look at this. Inflation will not end because. So this is where I talk about like what inflates our GDPs and stuff like that. It's like a longer version here, but then I kind of like shortened it here with the you're crazy, there is no inflation. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta go back and look at some of this stuff and see where we at from. This was 3 months ago and see what they're telling us now. And then I talk about slipping into recession. We already in a recession. I don't know why they just don't tell us that, but we don't need the government to tell us that, right? We already know we're in a recession. It was just insane. I mean, just absolutely oh, finally made the 1.2 views. Okay. It is absolutely insane. Then they're messing with the gas, with the price of oil. Because we export so much oil, it gives a false notion that we have enough oil. So then like raises the gas. I forgot how I explained it. I didn't explain it. It was I had an expert that was explaining somewhere else, and then I had them on my channel explaining it. I was really shiny in some of these videos. What was going on? I guess it was the summertime. I don't know. It's too much, y'all. We stay like, then don't forget that they keep messing around with China. I mean, going through, I was just too much. Joe was COVID positive again, but I think he has cancer. It's just too much. Y'all, follow me on Rumble. I did not put my Rumble on here. And but my Rumble is actually like, it's, you see this monkeypox video? If you go there, you'll actually hear the real story on monkeypox, and you can follow me on Rumble. Follow me on Rumble, and I'm gonna start really promoting my Rumble a lot harder because things after the midterms, the Republicans are gonna take the House. I do believe that, and it's going to go downhill. Not because of the Republicans, but because all this stuff is already set in place. Like you said, Kenya, too much power, right? Medicare, too much. They got too much power. Matter of fact, let me just go ahead and put my Rumble on here. Medicare being one of the arms of the government, they have too much power, right? All right. So LeBron says, hold on a second. It's just too much. Yeah, they already have too much power. That's the arm of the government. But we have other arms of the government that has too much power. Here's the thing. What the point that I'm making is, hold on. I'm trying to go to. I'm trying to find a damn link. I'm still trying. I need to figure out how to work this thing like a lot easier. I'm gonna put the link to my monkeypox video because don't forget about monkeypox. Now I can't get to my videos. I can't. I'm not really feeling. I really wanted y'all to go back and look at my monkeypox video, the real monkeypox video on my Rumble, because it really talks about what's really going on with monkeypox. You haven't heard the end of monkeypox. I just want to make that clear. Anyway, and I'm going to copy this URL. So this is an episode on when Anthony Fauci said he was leaving. But anyway, it takes you to my Rumble, so then you can subscribe there. I'm going to have my Patreon and everything under control as soon as elections are over. But and thank you, Kenya, for showing support and interest. I really do appreciate that. So yeah, after midterms, it's going to go downhill. It's going to go downhill in many ways. Because then they're going to blame it on Republicans. What they're going to do is they're going to forget everything that is already happening. And so, the Republicans take the House and your gas prices are still going up. Well, we're not drilling at home. So, I mean, hopefully they could change that, but we're not drilling at home. So they have things in place already because our government is supposed to be where we govern ourselves in the states, right? And then you have a little bit of a federal government to kind of back you up, right? But instead, what we ended up doing, which was very, I guess, smart on their part, instead of just having it that way, they got a bunch of arms of the government. You know what I'm saying? They got Medicare. Okay. Then they got the CDC. Then they got public health. Then they got the EPA. Then they got, that's all arms of the government because they all answer back to the government. So then this is where all these regulations come from. FDA, it's all government. FDA used to sound like a good thing, right? Oh, it's FDA approved. Now I'm like, oh, FDA approved. I don't think I want it. The FDA is sending the FBI to the Amish here in Pennsylvania because they grow their meat organically. They grow their cows the way the Lord intended, right? And it's never been a problem before. But people are noticing that we have a lot of synthetic meats that are getting ready to come out and they don't want to eat it. So then they have these food clubs, which I wanted to join, and I need to see if the Amish is still being terrorized by the FBI. So they were selling the meat to people. Like, you would join a club. Then I tell you, they selling the meat. Like, oh, you're part of the club. And the incentive is that, we pass you off a little bit of meat every month, right? That's amazing. Of all the people, the Amish, I'm sending you food. The Amish know how to turn soil. They know how to work this earth. in a very healthy manner. I mean, that is like the best kind of food you could get as far as I'm concerned. And I remember like being like, yo, it's about to start going down up in here with all this technology. I need to get as much organic food as possible, like real organic food. And I'm not going to grow a cow in my front lawn, right? Or like fish, So anyway, the Amish, they had that set up. And I'm like, oh, it's like a Dallas Buyers Club. That was that movie back in the movie Matthew McConaughey was talking about like the AIDS patients and stuff like that. It's a real story, and y'all should watch Dallas Buyers Club. But anyway, so I was like, all right, bet I want to get on this movie club. FBI found out these people are selling us real food, okay? And they said, well, y'all not raising y'all cows the way the FDA approves. And they're like, we don't have to, because we have our religion that tells us that this is how we want to raise it. Like, this has never been a problem before. Oh, well, it's a problem now. And the FBI keeps they raid these farmers, arms of the government. Joe Biden's FBI is raiding farmers, arms of the government. Why can't they raise their cows? Why can't they give us their cow meat? Why is that? Oh, it's not FDA approved. I don't care. Arms of the government. So that's my point, is like, after midterms, there's so many things that are already set in place that I'm telling people, like, get yourself prepared and cling close to what, the word of God for me, or meditate however you need to, because we're going to hear a lot of stuff. It's going to be a cold winter. That's a fact. That's a fact. And I'm going to keep it all the way funky. They know how to make a cold winter. I mean, it's 2022. It's going to be a cold winter. So get ready for winter. We are edging towards some sort of, not nuclear war, but some sort of confusion. They keep saying nuclear war. I think at some point, but let's just do predictions, right? I'm going to end off with predictions. I do believe that coming soon with this situation in Ukraine, our internet is going to get shut off. I seriously do. I do not know why I feel like that. I do. I don't know who's going to do it, but just like we don't know who blasted Nord Stream 2, but I do believe that that's something that can happen. And this is something. It's like a surprise, for lack of a better term. Democrats have realized that they are about to lose control of the House, but are they going to give it up so easily? I don't know how to explain what I just said. I think I hit everything, because I'm gonna get ready to go, because I get ready to get on Broken Traditions live in like 10 minutes. I did leave y'all the link. You guys, thank you for coming. I will be back with snippet videos, because we do got to get ready. So I will be back with so much information, with just a lot of foreign information, but a lot of stuff of American establishment meddling and playing themselves, and we pay for it. We get the brunt of it. So thank you for watching. Thank you everybody who came through, chatted with me. I love the support. I love y'all, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.